Hey everyone, so today I have a book review for you on Nevermore by Creagh. It was published by Simon & Schuster in 2010. It is the paperback edition. It is in the young adult genre, and it has 541 pages. I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, when you get this book, it won't even matter. I rated it a 5 out of 5. I just loved this book. If you can tell by if you couldn't tell by the rating, it was just, wow. Anyway, alright, so I'm going to read the summary on the back. If you can't see the front, the side, and the back. Cheerleader Isabel Lanley is horrified when she is paired with Vera Nethers for an English project. Cold and aloof, sardonic and sharp-tongued, Vera makes it clear he'd rather not have anything to do with her either. But soon, Isabel finds herself making excuses to be with Varen. Steadily pulled away from her friends and her possessive boyfriend, Isabel ventures deeper and deeper into the dream world Varen has created through the pages of his notebook, a realm where the terrifying stories of Edgar Allan Poe come to life. As her world begins to unravel around her, Isabel discovers that dreams, like words, hold more power than she ever imagined, and that the most frightening realities are those of the mind. Can she save Varen from the madness taking hold of him, or will they both be consumed by the shadows of his nightmares? So let's talk about the cover and the title first. I love this cover so much. I don't know if you can tell, but if I do this, it's probably not good, but I think if I shine it near the light, here, let's try this side. If I shine it in the light, you can see that there's words scribbled across the cover. Obviously, these two right here are Varen and Isabel. I just love the purple lettering. I just love the black background. I just love this cover. I actually was kind of skeptical about this book when I first saw it online. I was like many people who were, kind of iffy about it because the characters seemed a bit predictable, and it seemed like a predictable love story almost. And it really isn't. Which shocked me and surprised me in a very, very good way. And it says on the cover right here, some nightmares can follow you into reality, even when they're not your own. Mysterious, I know. Just talk about the summary and the plot. The summary sounds awesome, doesn't it? I mean, it sounds like my cup of tea, really. I love dreams and stuff like that, and this book did not disappoint. The plot is surrounded by Varen and Isabel. Varen is the disturbed goth guy, I guess, in school, and he's very underestimated. He's judged by a lot of people in school. Varen is, he likes, dark clothing. He likes to wear dark things. He admires Edgar Allan Poe's works, and he writes in this journal and with Edgar Allan Poe-ish type things, and he creates this dream world for himself that is surrounded by all these Edgar Allan Poe type of stories that inspires him to write. Isabel Lanley is the typical cheerleader in her high school. She's in the social cliques. She didn't really strike me as being completely shallow like her friends. She seemed like a real teenager with real emotions. She wasn't whiny or complaining about her hair all the time. I mean, there were some points where she did, have that stereotypical thing, but she's only a cheerleader. She only looks like a cheerleader on the outside. And on the inside, you find that she's a bit different. She really redeems herself, I think. And I grew to like her as a character. Plot. The plot is really unique and really awesome. The whole story was written very well by Creagh, and the story was so humorous and funny at times, but then again, there are serious and heart-pounding points in the book as well, and I love that combination in books where there's some humorous parts and some very, very serious and thriller-like points in the book. And that just amped it up a little higher because she incorporated Edgar Allan Poe's works into the story so well and so easily. Well, of course I found it interesting because I love Edgar Allan Poe. He's one of my favorite authors. But just the way she did it was so clever, and I enjoyed reading this book so much. The plot is original and it's very unpredictable. It keeps you guessing all the time. You really don't know what's going on until it's explained in the book. The twists in the story were delivered very well. You had suspicions, but something completely different happened. I love that in stories. The writing style is great. It's light and fun, and yet heavy and deep and dark at the same time. Let's go back to Varen and Isabelle. As I described, Varen's the goth guy, Isabelle is cheerleader. But their characters really evolve throughout this whole story. Throughout this whole trying to get this English project done, which they chose to do it on Edgar Allan Poe, they find new things about each other and things they didn't expect about each other. Their relationship grows and progresses in the story, and I love seeing their relationship evolve. And the way Varen delivers his lines in this book is so funny. He's just so... He's a very complex character, and I love complex characters. I can relate to him the most because he creates this dream world where he can just, write whatever he wants, and, it's his writing, it's his soul type of thing, and I understand that completely. And I just connected with him very much in this book, and with everything he goes through in the book, I just fell in love with him. Not in a romantic sense, but, as his character, I fell in love with him. I commend Isabelle for the decisions she makes in this book and how she handles certain things in the book. She really grew on me as a character. I really liked her. Most of the characters in this book are misunderstood, and most of them are very relatable. I found that I could relate to them easily. And they're real. I felt that they were real people with real emotions, and they didn't feel cardboard at all. I mean, all the characters in this book, I felt I could relate to them, whether they were, good or bad or whatever. I mean, they're all so complex, and I love that. And there's this one character that, in the beginning, I hated. I hated this character so much. I couldn't stand the character. And then I ended up feeling sympathy for them, and I was shocked. I mean, you don't expect to feel that towards a character who you completely hate. I love when that happens. I love when that happens in a book. My overall reaction to the book. I thought the plot was awesome. I felt that the characters were real people, and that they felt what they felt so deeply that you felt with them. Whatever they felt, whatever they did, you could sense their emotion through these pages, and I just loved being hurled into their own world and feeling what they felt, whatever they went through. I easily bonded with all the characters, especially Varen and Isabelle, the two main characters of the book. Most especially Varen. There's something about him that I like. I enjoyed reading this book so much. It was such a good read. I didn't want to put it down. When I was reading it, I really had a hard time continuing on with the book. Not because it was a bad book. It was far from being a bad book. It was because I didn't want the story to end. And I didn't want to wait for the next book to come out because it hasn't come out yet. So, but I do intend on getting it. I definitely do intend on getting the next book called Enshadowed. Oh, I can't wait. This book has definitely become a favorite on my shelf. It takes a lot for a book to become a favorite, but this book has. I definitely recommend it in a heartbeat. The whole story taught me, not to judge a book by its cover. As human beings, we judge other people who we think you know, either on their looks or the way they dress, the way they talk, everything about them. We judge them, and this book reminded me not to judge people on the spot so abruptly and to give them a chance. This book will always be in my heart. There will always be a place in my heart. I will never forget this book. It's definitely one of my favorites. Why I gave it a 5 out of 5 was because it taught me so much, and I connected with the characters so easily. It was a fast-paced, heart-pounding, heart-racing suspense thriller, but it also had a very touching story, and it connected with me on a very personal level, and I just love these characters so much. It's very impressionable. Yeah, I definitely recommend this book. You should go get it. Go buy it now. I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. Get it. It's really good. So that was my review on Nevermore by Creagh. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more book reviews and book-related videos. Bye.